Do me for hold this L.
Hold this L.
Hold this L.
Welcome to another episode of Hold This L with your host Lonnie and Capel. We got another great lineup of debate topics ready for you. Before we get into it, what's going on with you, cuz? How you doing?
Oh, doing great, bro. Doing great, man. Ready to get this show kicked off. I'm excited about a few of the topics we're talking about. How about yourself? What's been going on?
Nothing much, man. Just, enjoying the sports. Congratulations to Baylor. They beat Gonzaga. Nobody saw that coming. Not in the fashion that it happened. I mean, of course, anybody who knows college basketball knows that Baylor was a good match for Gonzaga and that they could win the game. But the blowout fashion, nobody was expecting that as far as, the way the Gonzaga played all year and to lose like that in the national championship. But shout out to Baylor. They did their thing. They got a great team and they deserve to win. Shout out to Joe Musgraves. Boy, just threw a no-hitter last night.
Yeah.
First no-hitter in 53 years for the Pirates, I think that was.
Yep.
So that's
First
some
time
good
in
stuff.
history.
Yeah, baseball just finished his first week. And I've been following and it's been pretty exciting. But that's not what we're here for, So go ahead and introduce this topic so we can, get into this debate thing. I think I killed you last week. At least that's what my mind tell me. But I'm ready to kill you again this week. So let's get it popping.
Yeah, I don't mind you telling yourself that it's a confidence booster. So I feel you on that. But no, man, what I want to get into this week, I want to see what you think versus what I think based on this Sam Darnold trade to the Carolina Panthers. As we all know, they had Teddy Bridgewater, and Jets having the number 2 pick in the draft, decided to trade him to Carolina. Give me your thoughts on it, man. I'm gonna let you start off with your thoughts on it, and I'll chime in.
So I think the Jets, I think they made a mistake trading Sam Darnold. So I think that Sam Darnold didn't have a fast shake. I'm not saying he would have been a great quarterback, and I'm not saying he's not better than Trevor Lawrence. Maybe Trevor Lawrence will be an all-time great. But what I do know is Sam Darnold did not have weapons. He did not have consistent good coaching. He was under Adam Gase. Like, all those things matter. And I think, him going to Carolina is not going to be much better for him because he's still going to an organization that don't really have much weapons. I think Carolina's making a mistake by not really giving Teddy Bridgewater the opportunity to mature and be the quarterback of the future. He is not a good backup quarterback. I'm talking about Teddy Bridgewater. He shouldn't be looked at as, he's a good secondary type quarterback. No, he could be. I think Teddy Bridgewater could be a quarterback that leads your team with the right pieces. And so I think both teams have been real stupid in this trade. I don't think neither one of them should have made the trade, to be completely honest. With that being said, I think Teddy Bridgewater is still a better quarterback than Sam Darnold, and he should be the quarterback of, Carolina Panthers now and for the foreseeable future. I know they're going to do a competition. I'm pretty sure that's how they're going to roll with it. But just the eye test of of both quarterbacks, Teddy Bridgewater is just a better quarterback than Sam Darnold, hands down.
Yeah, well, I partially agree with you. I partially don't. For the Carolina side, I agree with you 100%. I don't think the trade makes sense. For them with them already having Teddy Bridgewater, I felt like he was definitely just as good, if not better, than Sam Darnold. We haven't really got to get to see what Sam Darnold is, so maybe they know something we don't know. But I will say this for the Jets. For the Jets, it was a smart move. The reason I say that is in their minds, they're done with Sam Darnold. I feel like, but they got the number 2 pick in the draft, and it's a quarterback heavy draft at the top, and everybody knows the top 3 people coming off the board is quarterbacks, and the Jets are gonna take one. And so what better thing to do than get rid of Sam Darnold, who's coming up with, I think, a player option that was actually pretty high, in the high 20 millions, just because I think he was the number 1 overall pick. You get rid of him, you save salary cap space, and you bring in a rookie, to kind of start a new regime with. So, I mean, I think for the Jets, I think it was a good move. I really think it was a good move. You got some draft picks out of it. And for Carolina, everybody was talking about Carolina possibly trying to get a quarterback in the draft. And I think what messed that up, they said, the 49ers trading up to that number 3 pick pretty much solidified that the first 3 picks are going to be quarterbacks. So now I was thinking Carolina don't think they were going to get the quarterback they needed. So I don't know why they don't have the confidence in Teddy Bridgewater. Maybe it's injury history. Maybe it's this, whatever it is. And gave them a reason to trade for Sam Darnold. But I think it was a good trade. I think it was a good trade on the Jets' behalf. I just don't really see why Carolina is the team that decided to make the trade with the Jets.
If you want to argue that the trade the Jets made was good on the business side because the $20 play option for Sam Darnold, and I'm not gonna fight against that part because when you're making business decisions, you're not looking at results and stuff like that. You're not looking at like the on the field results. You're just making business decisions, fine. But as far as on the field results, Sam Darnold, if he was coming out of college this year based on what he did in college, he would be right there in the talk of those top 3 quarterbacks. They would just add a fourth to it. Like his attributes and everything that you saw in him, in college would be right there with everybody else that's coming out of the league. He probably wouldn't be number 1 because Trevor Lawrence is that dude as far as his when you evaluate him. But what has Sam Darnold had to work with? Like when you really look at him coming into the league, he's shown glimmers of being good, but he hasn't had a good offensive line. He hasn't had a good defense. He hasn't had quality receivers. They've drafted pretty terrible
running game.
No running game. He hasn't had anything. So what are you really expecting to do when you bring in Trevor Lawrence or Justin Fields? What are you like? Sam Darnold is only in the league for what, 3 years? Right. So it's not like he's way older than them. Quarterbacks are not like running backs. They got quarterbacks playing till late 30s these days. So he has plenty of years left in him. So in my opinion, they should have traded down. Traded down, got somebody like a Kyle Pitts to solidify the tight end. Then went and tried to get another one of those good wide receivers like Jamar Chase or Devontae Smith from Alabama. They could have figured out a way to get weapons to go with Sam Darnold. And then now it's on you, Sam Darnold. We got you weapons. You know what I'm saying? Let's see what you can do, because you can still suck as a Jets team and have a potent offense and know what you need to do to get better. You can say, you know what, Sam Darnold ain't the problem. I mean, the Saints had a terrible defense for years, going 8-8 and 9-7, and not being able to make the playoffs because we was trying to work on getting a better defense. But Drew Brees was killing it, throwing 5,000 yards a year. You know what I'm saying? So you can have a good defense and still build your team to get better and better until you finally get the team that you need. And I feel like, to me, that would have been a better football decision, because I don't feel like you can. Now, of course, we're not there as far as practice goes and the conversations that they have. So maybe you're right. Maybe they are done with Sam Darnold because they know that he's not the one. They know his IQ is not there. They know he can't be the quarterback of the future. Maybe that's it. Stuff we're not privy to. But if you're just looking for what we see on Sundays, dude did not have a fair shake. Yeah, your organization didn't give him anything to work with.
No, I agree with you 100%. I actually think Sam Darnold is pretty good. I mean, I saw glimpses of it. We both saw glimpses of it. We avid football players. We saw what he can do, and he put up some nice numbers with Jamison Crowder being his top wide receiver. Yeah. I think no running game. I really think it wasn't about the skill of Sam Darnold. It was about the skill of the guys coming out. I can get somebody who's just as good, if not going to be better than Sam Darnold for the next 3.5, 4 years, pay him a little bit of nothing and build around him. To me, it's like starting a whole new regime. Let's get everybody out of here. Sam Darnold, it ain't got nothing to do with his talent. We just going to start over. We can get somebody with the same caliber, as close to a caliber. And not only that, we can get draft picks for him. He is actually shown flashes of being very, very good and what he can do. A la why the Carolina Panthers chose to trade for him and pay some money for him and give up some stuff for him. So the draft picks and everything that the Jets were able to acquire and still probably be able to get a quarterback with the same caliber of Sam Darnold in this upcoming draft. That's why I just think it was a great move for the Jets. I don't think it was that great for Carolina, but I think it was a great move for the Jets, because not only did you get draft picks, if you do if you do get a good quarterback with the caliber or better than Sam Darnold in that draft, you won all the way around.
I mean, yeah, if all that happens, great. But like, what if you bring in Trevor Lawrence?
Well, it ain't gonna be Trevor.
Pick?
It's
Who
gonna
got
be
the first pick.
The Jags got the first pick. I forget this.
So
I forget the kid's name. The
Zach
Jets
Wilson.
got the number 2 pick.
They're gonna bring in Zach Wilson. So you bring in Zach Wilson, and you still got him throwing the ball to Mims. You got to throw the ball to Crowder. You got to throw the ball to the same people. I mean, it's like, unless you kill it with the rest of your picks in the draft, this is going, in my opinion, or unless Zach Wilson is like a Peyton Manning, which if he follows Peyton Manning's trajectory as a rookie, he's going to look like he was terrible because Peyton Manning threw all kinds of interceptions. So my point is like, we really won't know on just looking at it today. We have different opinions on whether they won or not. We really won't know if they won until after at least the first year, but maybe even further down. Because if Sam Darnold ends up starting for Carolina and with the few weapons that he has, because he has more weapons there, he has Christian McCaffrey. That in itself is enough to make you look stellar as a quarterback if you can just make plays. But even outside of Christian McCaffrey, he has Robbie Anderson, which he has a relationship with, because he was with the Jets. So he has weapons there. And if he ends up starting and plays really well, bam, you're gonna be looking at, not you, but people are gonna be looking at the Jets like, you had this talent. You had this talent and you gave it away because you didn't put weapons behind him or have the right coach. Because now they got a new coach, and that right there may be going to what you're talking about. Is a lot of times new coach, they want to bring in their people. I want to draft my own quarterback, and I get that. If I was a coach, I may feel that way too. You know what I'm saying? But like I say, I'm just making my argument based on what has happened in the last 4 years and what the Jets have failed to do for Sam Darnold to be successful as a quarterback. Look at somebody like Johnny Manziel, who basically looked worse than Sam Darnold up until this year. But what was the difference? Competent quarterback. I mean, competent coaching, competent play calling, some consistency.
You talking about Baker Mayfield?
That's what I meant. Yeah, Baker Mayfield.
Okay.
Johnny Manziel. Thank you for correcting me, because I know that yeah, but Baker Mayfield, so
right.
You like it without this year with Baker Mayfield was actually looking worse than Sam Darnold. And people were giving Sam Darnold more of a pass because Baker Mayfield had all those weapons.
Right.
So, it's a lot of things that go into it. But again, I feel like you drafted Kyle Trask, you trade down a little bit, you get Kyle Trask, you try to get one of these premier receivers, that's coming in, you get them some real weapons, and then then you got a new coach who's and the coach that they got seems like a real hard-nosed dude. He's a defensive minded guy, So people have been saying a lot of good things about him when he got hired as far as,
is it Robert Saleh?
I think so. Yeah. No. Robert Saleh from 49ers.
Defensive coordinator from Niners. Yeah.
So he's probably going to be a culture changer. So but again, I hear you, and I don't disagree with what you're saying as far as the logic behind it. I just think that they should have kept Sam Darnold and got weapons. You need a quarterback to win, but the quarterback can't throw with middle school talent.
True.
Yeah, that was a little harsh. Not middle school talent. It's better than that. So what's next on the agenda, man?
Oh man, I mean, got a few things. One of the things I want to touch on, bro. I want to see what you think about, and not just calling it as of right now, but in the next couple of years, Zion Williamson versus Luka Doncic. Who will be the better talent? Now they're both gonna be great. But who will we be talking about being the next great superstar, the next LeBron? Will it be Luka? Will it be Zion? And what's your argument as to why you would pick one or the other?
I want to hear your argument first.
Okay.
I want you to go.
My argument is, look, we've seen Luka. This man can be a walking triple-double. But there's one thing I've seen about Zion. I'm on the Zion train, bro. One thing I've seen about Zion, this dude is unstoppable. Nobody. I've seen him play against several teams. I've seen him play against the top centers. I've seen him play against the top players. Nobody's stopping this dude. You're not. Luka can be stopped. Contained. Let me put it that way, because he can't be stopped. But I feel like he can be contained. I haven't seen nobody even come close to containing Zion. This dude could put up 30, look like in his sleep in his second year. Really his first year, because he barely played last year. I don't see in the next 4 to 5 years anybody being better than Zion Williamson in the league if he stays healthy, which that's not even a debate anymore, because we saw the weight he shed and his commitment to being great. That in itself was a big sign for me. But seeing him come out and play, this dude averaging dang near 30 and 10. He's a kid, an unstoppable kid, and everybody talked about him being the next LeBron. Obviously, he's not that. He's got a different type of skill set, but he's looking like he's going to be just as unstoppable in years to come as LeBron. Luka, much love to Luka, but I just don't think he'll be Zion in the next few years. When this kid gets a better shot and learns to facilitate a little bit more, bruh. And he got a few, and also Luka got a few years of professional basketball under his belt more than Zion does. Give him 2 or 3 years playing professional, and let's see how he looks, because he already looks freaking amazing in his second year.
Okay, so I agree that Zion is going to be the most unstoppable force. You can say that he's second right now, to be honest with you, behind LeBron. Because I still got to give LeBron as the most unstoppable force because of what he can do to score.
Oh, that's no doubt.
But if I'm right now at this moment, just based on all the possible factors that I keep looking down because it's 9 o'clock about to hit. I'm gonna let y'all know, viewers, I am a shoe head, and right now these Air Jordan 5 Toro Bravos about to drop in 1 minute, and you know how fast these shoes go. So I'm trying to stay focused on this and get ready to make this purchase that I may not even make, because the bots be out there making these purchases for these companies to go back and sell these shoes for like $400. But I got 1 minute left. I'm gonna try to start talking. If I just stop mid-sentence, you know why I stopped mid-sentence.
I got you, bro. Just make sure you buy me a pair too, and I'm gonna cover for you.
Well, that I can barely get me a pair. You want me to try to get 2 pairs? There we go. Come on. 190 size 10.5. Okay.
Yeah, for y'all who listening, I'm letting you know, my bro is serious about that. He is a serious sneakerhead. I mean, to the fullest. So understand, this to him is like rolling for the lottery. All us trying to get them PS5s and stuff, that's the same feeling he got when it come to getting these shoes. Which I got a lot of homeboys that are big sneakerheads, but he's one of the biggest. So excuse him for his addictions. Some things we can't help.
What is this? I didn't click that.
For all you people who's ever tried to buy something when it drops at a certain time, when you hear what he just said, that's not good. Just so y'all know, that is not good.
It's funny. And for that quick, brief second, I forgot we was doing a podcast.
That's how it works.
Man, I don't know what's happening right now. This sneakers app, Nike, you probably ain't gonna watch this, but if you just happen to get a piece of this show, you need to fix your app. All right, you need to do something about, it makes no sense for one person or a company to have 1,000 pair of these shoes the day they drop, and I can't get one. And we buy them at the same time. That makes no sense.
So I'm guessing you didn't get them.
I don't know yet. I mean, the screen is stuck on the screen. You can't really just see it. But I put my information in and I push submit, and it's not doing anything. So I'm just gonna let it sit. So Zion, Luka Doncic. You may be surprised at my response, but I am gonna say right now, with all the barriers, just thinking about the Zion and his possible weight issues because as you get older, weight is harder to, to manage. And then he's really explosive. He has an injury history, you know, and then you look at Luka, and like I look at Zion's play. Zion is a player who he can't be stopped. You're right about if he gets that facilitation under his belt and he like learns how to make his teammates better. That right there, he's just probably gonna be the best player in the world. But Luka has that already, and he can score at will, just like Zion, just in a different way. But he also gets his whole team involved. Like he doesn't get assists like Russell Westbrook did. You know, he doesn't get rebounds like Russell Westbrook. His stats they don't appear to look like stat padding. Like when he go in and gets rebounds, is because he's getting in there, getting in the boards. Russell Westbrook team would box everybody out, so he jump in and get an easy rebound. You know, it's totally different. You know, like the way he plays, he and of course you can look at Rick Carmichael and give him credit, but he's on a team that even though they haven't played well this year, they're a team that's built to contend. Now, New Orleans is too when you look at the names on the roster, but they don't play like it. You know, I can't necessarily give that particular credit to Luka because this is just his second year, right? And third year. And you know, we don't hear him. I don't know how vocal he is. He's not very vocal to the media. So I don't know how vocal he is with his team. I don't know what type of leadership he actually exhibits with his team. But when you look how he leads on the court, that's the type of player that I can see winning championships. Right now, I can see Zion just being the person we talk about from, day in and day out about what he does on the court is just being amazing. But after a while, that wears off. And I brought up Russell Westbrook, and not on purpose, but I'm bringing him up again. You know, Stephen A was making a comment when Russell Westbrook, I think it was last week, where he had put up video game numbers. He had like 30-something points, 18 rebounds, 20-something assists. And Stephen A was like, so what? I don't care about that. And what he meant was, Russell Westbrook and his wife, they made comments about it. But what he came back and clarified himself. He was like, if this was somebody else, yes, we would be talking about it. But we've seen this from Russell Westbrook before. Like, we recognize your greatness. Your greatness has not translated to championships. So this doesn't matter. I feel like unless Zion gets into the championship conversation, like unless he's a player that's seen as a player that makes his teammates better and he's getting to championships and he's like somebody like, that we're talking about on a regular basis when it comes to competing, that unstoppableness that he has, it's not going to matter. Whereas with Luka, the way he plays is automatically going to make his team better because we already see it. So if I had to choose right now today, I would say Luka because he already is doing it. Mm-hmm. I do believe Zion individually is a better basketball player when it comes to just him getting his. But I just like the cerebralness of how Luka plays. And if Zion gets that, then of course everything I'm saying is null and void. But I got to go with Luka today. I don't think I got the shoes, bro. I mean, it's just still stuck on the screen. Ain't shit happening. I think the screen messed up. See, it's, man, go ahead, bro.
It's okay, man. It's okay, bro.
It's not okay. They keep doing this to me. It won't even allow me to make the payment. It's like the website mess up on purpose, so I can't get what I'm trying to get.
Oh, you haven't the same blues I had with the PS5 that I've been waiting 3, 4, 5 months for, 6 months, how many ever it's been, but it's been several, and I still ain't able to get one. So I feel your pain.
It says by clicking submit payment, but ain't no submit payment. Can y'all see that? Look, do you see any submit payment? It's not even bringing a button up for me.
No, it's not.
Luka, Zion, go ahead.
Yeah, well, I like your point, and I agree with you as the right now, but as far as being all-time great, I think at some point Zion is going to be that guy that we're going to be talking. He's going to be in the championship discussion every year. Because if he don't stay in New Orleans, you know how this works. If nothing starts to change in New Orleans, he's gonna move. He's gonna move to a bigger market. It's just gonna happen. And with a lot of these players teaming up and kind of getting super teams these days, I wouldn't be surprised to see him end up with somebody where he doesn't have to be a floor general. He just needs to go out and do his thing. But I just see over the next, I don't even say 10 years because, injuries and stuff like that. I hate to try to predict what's going to happen 10 years from now, but just saying 4 or 5 years from now, when we're having that conversation of who's the better player, I think it'll be Zion.
Let me ask you this. So does he need to be a floor general in New Orleans?
No,
because but that's the role that they're giving him. Now you can blame Stan Van Gundy for that. Maybe his idea of what Zion needs to be more effective for that team is him handling the ball more, which is one of the reasons why Lonzo Ball's name has been brought up in trade. Because I don't know if you pay attention to the beginning of the year to now, where Zion in his play, his stats are up now. His rebounds are up now. His assists are up now, and that has everything to do with how they've changed his role on that team. So he handles the ball more. He brings the ball up the court a lot more. He's playing like a point forward a lot of times during the game, where at the beginning of the year, Lonzo was truly the point guard. He was bringing the ball up. He was leading the offense. So if that is what's perpetuating his numbers to be so good, and even if he does leave and go somewhere else, whoever gets him is going to be getting that Zion, because that's what their expectation is going to be.
Right.
More than likely, they're not going to sign him to a max contract for him to be on the wing. Right. So I feel like he's going to have to pick up that he's going to have to learn how to facilitate. He's going to have to learn how to lead the team as a whole, because wherever he goes, he's going to have to be the alpha. I can't see him if he's going to be looked at as one of the greatest. Who's he going to play with that's number one, but he's number two, and he still is looked at as the greatest? So that's what I look at. I'm like,
yeah, that ain't gonna happen.
Exactly. So of course, it's some years before that time comes for him to renew his contract and decide if he want to be a free agent. But he's gonna have to be that person that has the ball in his hands and not have like a true point guard, because just like LeBron James, we already know LeBron James already had a point guard by name on roster, but when it came down to it, he was the point guard.
Right.
And I feel like Zion is going to be playing that same type of role. Although right now, like LeBron came in the league playing like that. That was just the way he played. Zion is going to have to adapt to that. And we just going to have to see evidence that he's able to do it effectively. Because look at the talent he has. LeBron in year 2, I think, went to the playoffs. Didn't have close to the talent that Zion has. Now I know you got to look at the league as a whole and look at all the teams in the league and look at the fact that he was in the East and all that. I get all that. But I'm just saying, even he the way he played allowed him to get his team to a level that Zion has not done with his team with great talent. Like that team, you look at the New Orleans team, that team, they on paper, they're like, this team should be a bottom playoff team in the West, or they should be right there. And they have underachieved this year. So, we'll see what happens.
Yeah.
But you can say that about Luka too, to be honest, so because they've underachieved as well. So
absolutely. And I think that got a lot to do with the talent that is around the league. I feel like some people have built some pretty strong teams up. This is going to be one of those years where it's going to be a competitive playoffs. I mean, a lot of these games are competitive already, but I see a lot of teams that can compete, and it's going to be competitive. I'm excited about this year. To me, this year will be one of the more competitive years, to where it's just like not a slam dunk on who's going to win the championship.
Yeah.
Besides the Lakers. But other than that, there's no other slam dunks. There's even some people can even make arguments that there's a couple of teams that can beat the Lakers. I think they're nuts, but I still think, but you still can make the arguments. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
there's a couple of teams you can make
the
the arguments with that are actually capable enough I'm only talking about one or two teams, maybe like a Houston. Not my bad. Brooklyn. I was thinking James Harden, but like a Brooklyn, even the teams that I feel like have the opportunity to knock them off are the teams in the East, so it'll come in the finals. But I still think there's going to be some pretty competitive playoffs. I still think, even though I think the Lakers will get to the finals, I feel like they're going to have their work cut out for them to get there.
Yeah, I agree. Speaking of the Lakers, Drummond played his first game the other day. Looked okay. They played him like 26 minutes.
He actually looked pretty good. I watched the game. He looked really good.
They play Brooklyn tonight. We'll see how he looks against them. Of course, nothing that the Lakers do right now is important to me as far as when it comes to like, they playing against this team or that team. The only thing that's important is how they look without LeBron and AD, because they're getting that extra run, to gel as a team. So when they get the superstars back, like they're ready. I think this is good for them to get that opportunity to play together. The only thing that I want to happen more with the Lakers is I do want to see I want to see Drummond get more touches than he got. Like I'm be honest with you, I don't care for Kentavious Caldwell-Pope to shoot 15 shots a game. That's not helping our team. Like
it's not helping us right now. The reason they doing that is to get him in a groove for playoff time.
Nah, I feel like I feel like he did that because he wanted to shoot. Like Kyle Kuzma was out, and I think that was the primary reason why he shot so much, because Kyle Kuzma was out.
They made the statement. Frank Vogel came out, and even Kentavious Caldwell-Pope came out and said the team's been on him saying, "Bro, you got to shoot more." Shoot.
Well, I'm not saying don't shoot more. I'm not saying don't shoot more, but I'm like, when you got this is my point. My point is, you brought in Drummond. Everybody sees him as a very integral key piece. Let him get acclimated to the offense. Give him the opportunity to get the ball down low and shoot. He got like 6 or 7 shots the first game. Now it's the first game, so maybe they're gonna like work him in more. But it's not like he been sitting out for years. He was only out for a couple months, maybe a month and a half. He know how to play basketball still.
Right.
And
I think that'll come with time.
That I think, and you may be right. You may be right. I mean, I will see. I just would have liked to seen him more into the offense, because we've seen what type of juggernaut he could be. And let's be honest, he's going to get more touches to shoot the ball with AD and LeBron in there than Kentavious Caldwell-Pope.
Yeah. Well, I'll put it to you this way. You got to also keep in mind he's still missing a toenail. He might not be fully, back to 100%, enough to get on that court and play, because he is a tough-nosed guy. But that could have been a reason too. Conditioning, it's a few things. It's a few things that I would give the reason as to why. Because you and I both know within the upcoming games with no LeBron and AD, Drummond's going to be playing 32 plus minutes.
Yeah,
I think they still kind of working him in right now. It's no need. You're at a point now where there's no need to overwork him.
I agree.
Let's keep him fresh. Let's get him acclimated into the offense. It's no reason to push him too hard. We don't need to. All we need to do is see what he got, get him acclimated with the team, get him in the groove. Like you say, it's Andre Drummond. He gonna fit. The things he does well fits perfectly with what we need. He gets offensive rebounds. He protects the rim. I mean, he gets rebounds, period. And he protects the rim, and he can score. So, I mean, I don't think we need to worry about. I don't think we have to worry about the way they use Andre Drummond. I think that'll just come with time.
You're right. You're gonna laugh KCP, you're gonna laugh at this, cuz
you got your shoes. I hope.
No, I ain't got them yet. I don't know if I'm gonna get them. But you're gonna laugh at this if this happens. I swear you are. I don't even want to say it on the air, but I'm gonna say it because I invited y'all into my world of shoes. I'm gonna see if the purchase go through first. You say I'm in line. I didn't put. I thought my address was automatically in there the whole time I was showing everybody on the video. I didn't add my shipping address. That's why the submit payment didn't pop up. Yeah. I'm sorry, Nike.
Yep, I was finna.
I'm not, because what I said about Nike was about how these companies had these bots that buy all these pairs of shoes and then go back and sell them for $300-$400 when one person who's buying them for themselves can't get one pair and they buying them at 9 o'clock at the same time. So no, I'm not sorry, Nike, because that's what I was talking about. Yeah.
No, you owe them that.
I do. Only I said you need to fix your app. That's the part that I need to say.
You owe them one.
You still need to fix your app because it should be able to detect somebody buying all them pairs of shoes, whether they're using bots or not. They shipping them to the same place. Something got to change. God damn it. Anyways,
in the process, in the process, do me a favor and let Sony know too.
Sony.
Yes.
Oh, for PlayStation.
Yes.
You tell them right here. No, I'm just playing.
I just
anyways,
did, really.
that's all we got. Anybody holding the L this week? It's been a slow week, man. We got anybody holding the L?
Man, I'm gonna go ahead and give you. Michael Rappaport still holding it. Like I told you, he gonna hold it every show. But I actually do have one, and right now, the reason for this L, I'm not saying because things are still out there, a lot of stuff, but I got to give Deshaun Watson an L. I got to. I don't know if the stuff's true. I don't know if these women are lying on you or not, and I'm hoping they are for your sake. But to put yourself in this situation, to even be dealing with this, I got to give you an L, bro. You got to be smarter than that, man. You one of the most high-profile players in the league. Not on top of being one of the most high-profile players, but you're one of the most high-profile black players in the league, up-and-coming superstars. Like right now in this world, they're talking about Patrick Mahomes, Lamar Jackson, Deshaun Watson. He's in that conversation with them. And to have something as ridiculous as this come up, you got to hold the L just for that. Just for it even coming out to light. I don't know what you did to make them come out and tell on you, because it sounds like it's been going on for a while, whatever the hell it is, whether it's consensual, non-consensual, whatever it is, it's been going on, because there's several people coming out saying something. Hey, bro, I don't know if you didn't want to break bread or whatever. You should have. You should have broke bread, kept all this quiet. Bro, you done been dropped by Nike. Well, they done suspended your contract. They haven't dropped you yet, but they suspended your contract. You got dropped by Beats by Dre. Obviously, some people are hearing some stuff or finding out some stuff that is not good, because you don't just start getting dropped by these companies on what they think is going to happen. So, with that being said, bro, I got to give you the L this week. Hopefully I'll be able to rescind it and take it back from you one day. But right now, you and Michael Rappaport both still get the L.
Well, I was going to give the same L to him, but my rationale is a little different. I have my opinion about why this came out, how it came out, and I'm not going to share that. It's irrelevant to share my personal opinion about it. I'm going to keep that to myself. But I will say this. He had 21 women file suits against him for sexual harassment or assault. Then he had another 18 women come out with statements that are willing to, I think, testify that he gave them massages and he was a perfect gentleman, great customer, didn't do anything close to what's being discussed. That's 39 different massage therapists. That's why you're holding this L for me. Who in the hell uses that many different people to get massages? Like, I'm one person. Why? I'm one person. I would go to the same place every time. Why would you're rich? You're flying people from different cities.
You didn't get the shoes.
I didn't get the shoe. Was it that obvious?
Yes, it was.
So, anyways, God damn it. You flying people from Atlanta to your house, from this place to that place while you on the road playing games. You could have one person and say, hey, you on my payroll. I'm paying you X amount of dollars a year. I need you to be my massage therapist. I heard Shannon Sharp talk about His massage therapist to this day is the same one that he has when he was playing, and she is on his payroll. He gets about 2 or 3 a week. I'm like that makes sense to me. Like the reason he's holding this L for me is because of that.
I like it.
I'm not even going to begin to comment on what I think happened. I do think some stuff came out that was pointed in a certain way because of certain things that are going on, but I'm gonna let that be. I'm not gonna say anything about that, but that don't mean it didn't happen. I just believe that things come out a certain time for a reason. But I will say 39 massage therapists. Goddamn.
That's why your ass in this water, and people are not 100% sure, and they're sitting there wondering, like, maybe there is some validity to this, being that he's had 39 different ones.
Yeah.
So that's you're right, and that's the main reason for holding this L, because you pearled it on yourself.
We out. This is Hold This L. Deuces.
Later.
Get my damn shoes.
Yeah, I figured to you.